some reason, it makes me feel really bad, like it has since the time in the forest with Yamaku. Like I was locked in a cage with something nasty and scary. Like syphilis. I put the book down for a while and stare at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. Shake off that feeling. 200 pages later, I fall asleep. That's a rather large Alice in Wonderland book. I bet that was as exciting for you as it was for me. Didn't even say Katawa Shoujo not once just then. Complete silence, well, apart from the very loud and obnoxious fan in my computer and the dehumidifier that's about 5 meters away from me. So probably all it was, as opposed to Katawa Shoujo, all it was would just have been every now and then my computer would get a little bit faster with the processing and go Students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people that have worked through the night, or got completely wasted during the previous night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, and then our time is our own. Mattel lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Yeah, you could say that again. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. I've seen so many teachers do that before, and I never really thought of it until now that that's just an incredibly lazy way of teaching. Write down some question numbers on the board and tell the students to do it, and then all they do is just fucking slump down on their desk and go to sleep for a bit, or pretend to do some work on their computer, when really they're either playing Minecraft or are on Facebook. Or at least that's how I like to think of it. That would be pretty cool to find out that I was right, but when am I ever right? It's completely atypical behaviour for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Hell, if it was my school and you were a teacher, you'd be called out on everything wrong that you did. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. Facebook has made the world antisocial. Pretty much. Pretty much that is absolutely correct. I'm going to put that out there. That can partly be attributed by the 2 empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. Probably doing council work for the festival. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I can remember that. It's very quiet without Misha present. Oh, hey, we all know what Misha has gone through, okay? Alright, we know what she had to deal with, alright? All the rejection she had to deal with, so give her a break, alright? She deals with it by being loud and happy, and yeah, okay, we're just gonna let Misha be. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or what did I just say? I said we were going to let Misha be. Yet you still fucking talk about it. God. This man has no sense of just, letting people be their being. Makes no sense. Making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Yeah, well, I think we already... Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Mateo approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. I'm Batman. Oh, I can't do Batman Mateo voice as good as Chilled. I'm sorry. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him onto the hallway. I need you to come with me the next time I fight crime. Mattel stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. I heard from the school's head nurse that you had an accident the other day. Ah, so it's about that. Mattel says, listen, if you need diapers, just call out. It's hang on, whoa. Not that kind of accident, man. Jeez. Whew. Man, look, I mean, I had a bit of a heart flutter. I didn't piss my pants or anything. You've got this all wrong, man. Well, kind of, but it's not anything to be worried about. Yes it is. Anything that can endanger your health is something to be worried about. We try our best here to prepare you for life here, but part of that involves knowing your limits and how to work around them. It would be remiss of me if I didn't speak about this. Alright, I get it. I'm sorry. Mattel closes his eyes in frustration, and I realize that this probably wasn't the best thing to say. Something tells me that you're not sorry. Pretend as much as you want, but this isn't a normal school. A lot of people have put a lot of time, effort, and money in to make sure that you and every other student here can have the same level of education as your peers. For you to abuse that by throwing out advice, especially medical advice, is plain selfish. Wow. Ouch. I'm not quite sure if this is actually how he feels or if it's some act that he's practiced many times to guilt trip students into doing the right thing. Either way, it's working. I understand. This is all new to me and I apologize. I know my limits now and I'll be sticking to them. I highly doubt that. Mateo appears to lighten up a little, satisfied that his message has been received. Or just that Hisao is a very good liar. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't know about laid up for a while, but he was definitely getting laid for a while. If you know what I mean. Hanako, Lily, Shizune, high five, anyone? Unfortunately didn't get Misha because we did the other path, but hey, we got Shizune, which is, better. I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Mateo taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there that realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah. You've got to keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? It sounds like something Kenji would say. You've been talking to Kenji, haven't you, Mattel? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. The Higgs boson? Or boson? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. Like me. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Mattel's serious talk is over and he's gone back to his standard slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Because that makes sense. Fuck logic. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Mattel pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For an instant I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully it would appear that Mattel does not even notice them, or just doesn't give a shit. Just like every other teacher. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. The class returns to the near silence that Mattel and I left in it before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, until firmly the bell cries out, ending the tournament. I think I said firmly instead of finally. Yep, no, I did. Fuck. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for the problems by Monday. Class size is 1, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. Yeah, I'm never going to do that Batman voice again. That was horrible. I'm sorry. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to their last minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend. With the festival and all tomorrow. Wow, seriously, who does that? Who stays behind and takes up some of your free time to actually finish, classwork? Who does that? Don't be silly. What you're supposed to do is leave it till the very, very last minute and do it then. That's when you're most productive, right? You just procrastinate throughout the entire weekend, playing games, going on Facebook, going on YouTube, and then the very last minute you remember, oh that's right, I had classwork to do, and that's when you do it, because that's when, you're rushing yourself, because you're like, fuck, need to get this done, more productive this way, focused, no, okay, I think I've got it completely wrong. That's why I failed in class. Hey, Marco! Good long time no see. I have to say, it's been quite a while, apart from yesterday in the library, but it's been quite some time since you actually talked to me, Didn't get to talk to you for about maybe, what would it have been? Maybe 30 days, I think? Yeah, about a month. Apart from me, Hanako is the only one left. Obviously waiting for Lily, and actually just really wanting to talk to you, because, hey, it's weird that Lily comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least normally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business, and I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Would you like me to tell you, Hisao? Because I know all these things. Just don't ask me anything about Evie or Rin, because hey, I don't know you. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. I can understand trying to strike up a conversation about anything else, but striking up a conversation about that, relating to the proximity of our seats, you're gonna scare the fucking girl away if you say that. So, Hanako, how about the relative proximity of our seats, eh? Oh, man. That's just, wild. Yeah. Oh, man. So, I'm gonna go kill myself now. Yep. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn pages of my notebook. Hanako turns pages of the novel she's reading. Is she still reading The Life of Pi? My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sounds of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood of the classroom. Keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Oh yeah, Lily. Hanako? I've still got Lily's voice. Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. Still have to say Hanako's smile is the best. Putting it out there. Aww, they vanish. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Oh, is she going to talk to me now? I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Slender frame. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. And she's gone again. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling in her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there is nothing else to do in the classroom. You really should have talked to her. Not that I have anything to do anywhere else either. School is a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess the school day is over. It's a bit quieter outside, but not much. Kids zip by left and right, hurrying as quick as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. You mean one of those little blue pills, buddy? If you're feeling limp? Same. However, they last about 48 hours, so I'll just be careful with that. Warm, soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like it pushes. Are you on lazily? Ah, see this happens. Thinking about what I do. Every time they mention wine, it gets me. Motherfuckers have found my weakness. I'll drop off my box of storms first, and then something I haven't decided. Maybe Kenji is in the room, which is exactly why we're going to completely avoid it 100%. On the way to dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her as she skids to a stop. Hey, Emmy! Yo, Hisao! Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide and as it seems it always is. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling she is examining me. What you doing? Nothing, really. I don't have anything to do for the festival, and everyone seems to be doing something important. That's perfect, then you can help me and Brent. No, why not? Festival preparations? I'm not sure it would be much help. You're trying to say is you're lazy, you don't really want to help. That's fine, I'm not much help either. Amy grabs my wrist and starts dragging me back inside the school quite forcefully. I'm sure that's what she's into. She likes it quite forcefully, if you know what I mean. Even her walking speed is more like jogging, making me stumble over myself simply trying to keep up. She's a very energetic girl, isn't she? The stairs slow me down also. Maybe it's hard to climb with her legs. Maybe she's finally out of breath. I'm sure you're able to get those. I've seen people like with the prosthetic limbs, but they like hike and stuff. So I swear, yeah, can't be. Well, no, I don't know. We go all the way back to the third floor into the seniors hallway, ending up where I'd left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well have stayed here waiting for him had I had known. So is Rin working on that mural still? That's right. She needs all kinds of paint and some brushes and stuff, so I went to get them from the art classroom. And you need me to help with that? Well, Rin told me you had already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. See? So, thanks to Emmy's flaky logic, here I am again, collecting stuff from the art classroom for other people. The room is empty apart from ourselves and lonely specks of dust floating in the air. Emmy skips straight away. There really should be no dust whatsoever in an art room. That could be quite difficult for an artist to deal with. Emmy skips straight away to the back wall, digging out a tiny crumpled piece of paper from her belt pocket. While she tries to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials lying around her. Dozens of paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelves in a most unorganised fashion. Some look like they have been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stacks of neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sized brushes and unsorted crayons. The smells of paint, turpentine and fresh paper float in stalely and mixing in my nostrils to form that unmistakable scent of art. Amy studies her notes, comparing them to markings on the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look at the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Maybe you can hop on my shoulders and we'll get up there. Her eye level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Amy gives up and just tries to look up to the shelf longingly, like a child at a store. Like a child at a toy store, huffing in annoyance. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she can see them, and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she fails miserably, and almost manages to bring the entire shelf crashing down. Now I see why me lending a hand here would be useful. Come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough, and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not. She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, I'll look up there, okay? She glares at me one more time, but can't come up with a retort. With a grudging, turns her back to me. So I begin scrounging around the top shelf for a paint while below Amy crouches to scavenge what she can from the cupboards. Oh, I can sense a little mischief going on here. I shake my head a little after double checking to ensure she can't see me do so. Amy having a complex about her height was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread out on a desk like a treasure hunter spoils do I realise that it wasn't necessarily the height jab that got her riled up. She might not like to be told that she can't do something, like jump. But Amy herself seems to have forgotten all about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive. She's that type of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart, as she chatters away happily while we pick up the rest of the items and make our way back to Rin. I chivalrously, God, third time lucky, carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the entrance. Rin is really stressed about getting her painting done. It's her own fault though, she should have started earlier. Is she going to make it? No idea. Looks good to me, but with Rin, you never know what's going on. I found her this morning, lying in front of the door in fetal position. She hasn't slept all night. I can't believe that the night nurses haven't found her. And now she's painting again like crazy. I've noticed that she comes off as kinda unhinged, so to speak. Me giggles at that, as well as at me like being too obvious. I don't mind it, she's just a little weird sometimes. On that I can agree with her. Unlike me, Amy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that feels so off about it. Still don't feel they don't feel close like Misha and Shizune do. With them working as a single entity sometimes, it's hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Amy and Rin are. And Rin is the most different from anyone else I've met. Yeah, I guess she's a very unique person. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Rin's personality by itself, but really is just a substitute for a lengthy description of her oddities. Amy giggles as I grasp about for a properly descriptive word. Washing too. She's just weird. You know, earlier, she just spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles again in a way that makes me think she doesn't know what's funny about it. It just is. All that time. The working area is a mess, but the mirror itself has taken over even more of the wall since I last saw it. The disfigured human figures have been mostly coloured in tones of red, pink and orange, weird imaginary things populating the spaces between. Yes, it's certainly abstract. It looks retarded. I can't think of any word that would describe the work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle myself on a nondescript nice. I hate that word, nice. What's nice? It's like a word like, well, it's good, but I also hate it, so I want to be pleasant in what I say to you, but in theory I actually hate it, so I'm going to give you a nondescriptive word like nice. But honestly, it seems that the area around the wall becomes untidier at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies and empty soda bottles. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Actually thinking about it, I might stop the episode here. Rin herself is in the centre of this chaos, standing there looking very cozy as if it was a natural part of the scene. Yeah, I will stop it here since we've just met Rin again. And I'm very hungry, so I'm going to go get some dinner. I believe my dad went and bought some chicken, so chicken! Oh yeah! So I'm going to have some chicken. And some salad, of course. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed. Apparently we're listening to fripperies. It makes no sense. Just like me, every time. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.